Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and Moff Gideon, his kit's been revealed, which means he's coming to the game probably pretty soon. My guess would be like Thursday or Friday. Now, I gotta say, guys, I did a video on what his kit could look like, and I wasn't too far off. I talked about what his blaster would do. I talked about what the saber could do. I talked about any unique abilities and any leadership abilities. With his basic, I was pretty close. I talked about how with the actual blaster, it would cause some kind of daze, some kind of disorientation, and that's exactly what he does, right? Not with his basic, but he gets those stacks of, what do they call it? Imperial death attraction, disruptive shot, subversive volley, right? And he gets this ability which inflicts daze. He has a leadership ability that is incredibly unique and very specific, which makes me believe that there's more coming. Now, I was very happy to see this kit. I'm not one that's been collecting the Imperial troopers. My troopers suck. I've spent zero time outside of like the basest requirements to get him. However, for those of you who are just working towards the Empire right now, this is definitely one that you're going to want to focus on eventually, or when you're focused. I think this is a good kit. At first glance, as I was looking at this, I'm thinking it feels a little underwhelming. And for those of you who disagree, you probably have a good reason. But as I'm looking at this, like this basic attack, basic damage, nothing special, nothing crazy, right? But then you get 4 stacks, and even the 4 stacks, you have to attack on your 5th turn, dealing subversive volley. You're like, okay, that's fine. You get a lot of daze there. Sounds good. His Darksaber lunge, I mean, if you read why they decided to do it this way, simply the fact that you don't actually see him use the Darksaber ever, that they just decided to go with a copy and paste of Sabine's. It feels kind of like a cop-out, but understandably, because we don't see him use the Darksaber. Maybe he's absolutely terrible with the Darksaber, but Armor Shred is a really cool ability, and it's something I think that's very effective. Now, the one that I think is so powerful and something that I'm really stoked to see is the control the situation. This is one of the greater abilities here. This takes down everyone. It removes all turn meter. So it calls all troopers to assist, dealing 30% less damage. Which, I get it, right? All units lose 100% turn meter. Wow, right? All units. Now, how is that going to work in a raid? Because let's face it, like opening tier 1 of the Sith raid is all turn meter based. Same thing with the tank for new players, turn meter based. The Rancor, turn meter based. If you can control turn meter, this is crazy effective. I'm very curious about that. So then all allies gain 25% turn meter. Tank allies gain taunt for 2 turns. Attackers gain 50% offense for 2 turns. Support gain 100% protection up. That is huge. Keeping that support character alive and protected. Because as I'm going to say here in a minute, I think that there's a specific team that we're looking at. And there's another character on the way. His leadership ability is ridiculously specific. For someone who doesn't like structure, this actually bothers me. But I understand it as a kit for Moff Gideon. It is so very specific. So you have to have 1 dark side tank, 2 dark side attackers, and 1 dark side support ally. If you have that, all of those characters gain 30% max health and 30% max protection. Not based off Moff Gideon's, based off their own. Whenever an enemy in the leader tag uses an ability, they gain 10%. So Imperial troopers gain 10% offense stacking until the end of the encounter. On its own, 10% stacking, not great, right? Not a ton, but 10% stacking plus the 50% stacking here, and plus the offense that you're going to see some of these characters have, some of the ones that I'm going to be talking about here, that's going to add up very quickly, and it's going to be very painful. And again, I'm very curious to see what Moff Gideon and the Imperial troopers look like in the Sith Triumvirate raid, in the tank raid, in every other spot. Very stoked to see this. Any long-term battles, I have a feeling that Moff Gideon is going to be very, very important. And I'm curious again to see what this new heroic raid for this new Rancor raid, how he's going to play, because I think he will have a pretty important role to play. Now, whenever enemy leader with a leader tag takes a turn, not just the leader, Moff Gideon gains 1 stack of insight. Imperial troopers all gain 40% offense and revive with 50% health protection the first time they are defeated each encounter, right? Which, if you look at the insights, that includes Moff Gideon. He will return once dead. So that's awesome. Very cool to see that, but it'll return with that offense and with the health revive. So I'm, again, very curious to see how that plays out. Maybe you want your characters to die and then come back because you get the 40. Anyways, it all stacks up. All the offense. And then know your adversaries. At the start of Moff Gideon's first turn of each encounter, he inflicts demoralization on enemies, excluding raid bosses, which lowers them, and it can't be... It just lasts forever. Minus 50% offense, minus 25% critical chance, minus 25% crit damage. Does not stack with other debuffs. That is ridiculous. That is, like, painful, right? And just, like, seriously tough. Now, as I was looking at the characters for this, like, again, 2 attackers, 1 tank, 1 support character. The support character that you're going to want is clearly Admiral Piett. Imperial Ambition is amazing. It is a great ability. It is going to keep your characters healthy, right? With 20 stacks of max, you get 100% max health, max protection, 300% offense, and 25% speed stacking, right? It's crazy. That's so very much. His basic attack calls another random Imperial ally to assist. And then all allies with inevitable failure are called to assist. Again, that is crazy. All of a sudden, these Imperial troopers are going to be redonkulously powerful. They're going to hit like dump trucks. Now, you have some other abilities. You have Piett's basic ability, the Empire's Trap, or his unique ability, the Empire's Trap, 6% offense and potency per stack. So you have this. You have an ability that I think is going to pay out very well. Again, as the things show, and as I mentioned in my freaking last video of what he would look like, Death Troopers. Now, we don't know if they're going to give us a Death Trooper rework. I think that that's very possible. I don't know. Like, I think that it'll be interesting to see what this comes down to. But Death Trooper, again, you inflict daze. That turn meter removal, this is going to be very important. It looks like you're going to see a lot of debuffs on enemy teams, and that's going to be very powerful. Now, again, as I mentioned in the last video, Krennic's guard, I'm really hoping that gets changed, that gets tweaked a little bit. So it's maybe like leader guard or something else, right? Leadership guard, and they protect a leader, Imperial leader. I don't know. But I do think that this could use a tweak. This could use a rework. Right now, as far as tanks, Shore Trooper is most likely going to be the most accurate, the most effective. And I'm looking at this. You get critical chance down on his basic. You're going to be able to recover. He recovers health, but also he gains taunt, and that's going to be nice. He gives Imperials, an additional 10% max health. And here's the thing, though, is I'm looking at the other attackers. I'm not seeing a whole lot of good. I'm not. And maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I do think Magna Guard has some potential. Death Trooper clearly is one attacker you're going to want to use. Piett as another Shore Trooper is your tank. But do you use Magna Guard, who has his basic does damage and then deals damage to a random enemy as well. He has a turn meter component to him. As I'm looking at this, though, guys, I'm not seeing great functionality with the troopers. What I'm thinking is it's possible that we could see another trooper from the game show up. Maybe this is going to be where Scout Trooper shows up. Maybe we get, Stormtrooper Navarro. I don't know. But it's very possible that we could see an additional attacker whose kit's not going to be mind-blowing, but compacted, connected with all of these other characters, with all of these other abilities and uses, is going to make the Empire great again. Like, phenomenally great again. I think it's very, very possible that we could get... This could be what our Scout Trooper is. We've talked about this. Lots of people have speculated that a Scout Trooper could be coming. I even believe that his kit, or a kit for the Scout Trooper, is in the game somewhere. I just think that we need another attacker, and it's likely going to be the next Stormtrooper, the next Imperial character that comes into the game. Now, maybe there's an additional character who's just being held off, I don't know. I'm very curious about that. There's a lot of stuff up in the air, and this is definitely not the end of the Mandalorian stuff coming to the game. I'm also still reeling that Moff Gideon's coming as a marquee character, right? Who else is coming to the game? Will we see Grand Admiral Thrawn come as a second character? I don't know. But very excited for whatever's coming. Let me know what you guys think about his kit. Let me know what you guys are, if you're planning to farm him, if you're planning to just go hog and unlock him, whale on him. I am curious. I'm not going to for this because my Empire team sucks. My Empire team is just not good. But let me know what you guys think. I'll show you as I'm, this is my Empire team. Not worth farming Moff Gideon because I don't have a place to use him. That being said, if you do, are you excited for this? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe, like, share. Also in the comments below, you will see 2 links. As always, the first is for Audible. There's a number of great books out there, guys, that are just absolutely phenomenal. And if you sign up for Audible, you get 1 month, 2 free books. 2 free books. But in addition, Audible has all of these other books that they just give away for free, right? If you subscribe for 1 month, you get all of these books for free, and they are yours as long as you're subscribed. I believe even when you cancel your subscription, they stay in your library. Now, if you sign up, you do help the channel, and I do appreciate that. If not, guys, there's a lot of great books out there, so again, I suggest go to your local library. But also in the section below, you can find the Going Nerdy Swag Store. And the Going Nerdy Swag Store has a lot of great swag out there, and one of the latest shirts offered, one of the latest designs offered is Santa is a Sith. You can check out that shirt. Get it for your loved ones at Christmas time or Hanukkah or whatever, right? Santa is a Sith. And you help the channel. As always, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. Like, subscribe, share, and remember to smile and stay nerdy.